Hi, I'm Rosemary Chacon, and today I'm going to talk about worth ethics. First of all, what are worth ethics? Well, ethics are the study of the standards of business behavior which promote human welfare and the good. It's wise enough to determine good actions and wrong decisions. Mostly when you're dealt with a difficult situation. For instance, say you're a cashier at a store and maybe you're short or you're over money. Instead of pocketing the money, you just admit your wrongs and you're able to deal with the consequences as an adult because you're responsible enough to. A good example of a bad decision would be to pocket the money and not tell anybody and just keep it for yourself. The do's. The do's are very simple, more common sense. They're, to be honest, to be dependability, which is to have the responsibility. People can depend on you. Initiative, which means that no one has to tell you to do something. You could do it by yourself because you know it's the right thing to do. A positive attitude, which means that pretty self-explanatory. You're very happy, you're very energetic, you let others around you be the same way. If you see somebody down or not feeling well or having a bad day, you're able to pick them up and get a good business environment going. Efficiency, make sure you don't waste time, you're always doing your work, you're doing good. Those are the do's of a good work ethic. The don'ts are pretty much the opposite. Dishonesty, lying, cheating, a bad attitude, always bringing everybody down, having a bad business environment, to be judgmental. Like, say for instance, you're being judgmental as in you're rude to one customer but then you're nicer to another because maybe you don't like how that customer looks or how they dress or where their religion or ethnicity. Stealing goes also with dishonesty because when you steal, you're taking something that isn't yours. And like dishonesty, you're taking the truth away from somebody. Being wasteful, just sitting there, not really getting anything done. Those are the don'ts. Ethics are more about common sense and just being able to make the wrong and right decisions. Like you shouldn't have somebody to tell you what they are. You should have enough common sense to know what they are. But some people forget, and that's why some businesses, they give you a guidebook. How to make ethical decisions are actually pretty easy. You want to ask yourself 4 questions. 1, is my decision a truthful one? Like for instance, say you have to fire somebody and you don't want to tell them, well, it's because we're letting you go because the business doesn't have enough money to pay you. Let's say for example, when it's really because they're doing a bad job. But really when you tell somebody that they're doing wrong or anything, then you're explaining to them something that they can do better. You don't want to lie to somebody and be like, oh, it's because we don't have enough money or the world's gonna end or something ridiculous. You want to be able to be truthful with somebody. The second question would be, is my decision fair to everyone affected? And like the same thing, like say if you're a manager and you're only limited in a certain amount of hours to give to your employees, you want to make sure that everything's cut equally between everybody's getting their part-time hours, their full-time hours. You don't want to just give these people that you like better more hours than you would somebody else. The third question would be, will it build goodwill for the organization? And same thing, like the example that I used for the first one about firing somebody. You fire somebody and you see that there's progress, that more people are able to work better because they don't have a negative person there, or they're getting more done because someone's not just sitting there, or you end up hiring somebody better. You know, it's better for the organization. And the fourth question is the decision beneficial to all parties who have vested interest in the outcome? Which is kind of like number 2, but it's more seen as, well, this person, they work hard, they're never late, they always follow the rules, you know, and our interest is to hire people who are like that, you know. And when you hire people like that, you get more things done, and the outcome is better than to hire somebody that you would know or he really needs a job, but their work ethic is horrible, you know. Why do we need ethics? We need ethics to establish a stability in the world and business. The same reason why we need laws and policemen and everybody is because our worlds as humans, we have those who don't always follow rules, so we need guidelines to live by. You wouldn't want to go to a store and not get your change back. You wouldn't want to trust somebody with something and then not get something that's fair. Like, that's what business is. Business is a trade, not only of money and merchandise, but of trust, because you trust somebody who works at that business or that business in general with your hard-earned money, and they trust that you will pay them with their services. They trust that if they do a good job, you will pay them. You wouldn't want to work for somebody 8-hour shift, you know, paperwork, or even construction, working hard outside, sweating, and then them not be fair and pay you, you know. Same as you wouldn't want to go to a store and get, you know, jeans that are all dainty and the buttons off, and, you know, like that. It's just a trust between business and customers and between people, so we can all trust each other fairly. So now that we